Reading from Psalm 21.
With the Most High's permission, Psalms 21. The king shall joy in thy strength, O Lord, and in thy salvation how greatly shall he rejoice. Thou hast given him his heart's desire, and hast not withheld the request of his lips. Selah. For thou preventest him with the blessings of goodness. Thou settest a crown of pure gold on his head. He asked life of thee, and thou gave it to him, even length of days forever and ever. His glory is great in thy salvation. Honor and majesty hast thou laid upon him. For thou hast made him most blessed forever. Thou hast made him exceeding glad with thy countenance. For the king trusted in the Lord, and through the mercy of the Most High he shall not be moved. Thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. Thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shall thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they intended evil against thee. They imagined a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform. Therefore shalt thou make them turn back, when thou shalt make ready thine arrows upon thy strings against the face of them. Be thou exalted, Lord, in thine own strength. So will we sing and praise thy power. Hallelujah. Selah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Selah.
Now we had just a couple of issues I'm going to touch on before we get going. And it's just our holy days. And this is the deal what we have to do. Because everything, all holy days are measured off of the new moon, which is the beginning of the month, which is the dark moon. You can't see it. All you'll see is a ring around it in the sky on a clear night. But normally you get, there's a one website, and I'll forward it to everybody again if you get it. And what it does is it explains, or it's a calculator. It calculates the Hebrew time versus the Gregorian calendar and puts it right on the date. But what we need to first understand is the cycles of the moon. This is the new moon, the darkest moon. This you'll just see in the sun with like a little ring around it. It's on a real clear night. The full moon, or the 15th of the month, the middle of the month, 15th day of the month is right in this time. The full moon is not the new moon. So it'll tell you in certain scriptures how to do certain feast days based on the cycles of the moon and when you start your count. So as a group, when we come down here, y'all, we have to agree all in one, because they're basically forecast, because the moon was always red from Jerusalem, from the east, and by the time we get to the west, if there's clouds in the sky, you won't see it, so your count may be off 1 or 2 days. So they forecast it based on the cycles of the moon that don't change. Just like the sun come up in the east and go down in the west, it's like manna for the moon. It don't change, so you can kind of predict or forecast when the moon should hit on certain days. But that's what it is, a forecast. It's just like news reporters when they say it's supposed to rain tomorrow late on in the afternoon. If it don't rain, there's no harm, no foul. The clouds just moved on. But they're letting you know just in case it happens, then that's a forecast. It's not accurate to the letter. So if you see an article online that say the feast day of this should be this day, they're forecasting that the moon gonna hit where it needs to hit, so it should land right here. But that don't happen all the time. And with that being the case, we have to get as close as we can to the day and agree in one as a group, so that we stay together and everybody's on the same page. what we get right now is that we may do this on the day, and then somebody may start their count midway through, and then we may have half the group doing it on this day and the other half doing it on that day. So, which ain't no problem in itself, but it's just that split. We got to stay on point. We got to try to be together because, you're scheduling days off, you're doing this. So there's no time the day before an event to ask what day we supposed to be doing this on. That's what we're trying to get away from. We need to be, as much as we talk about the other doctrines, they count for Christmas in July. So it's no excuse around December the 24th or the 25th that you don't know what they're getting ready to do. We have to do it like manner, y'all. We have to promote it and know exactly what is coming up, because if we get to the point, if it falls on a Saturday or something, and we're scratching our head on Thursday or Friday, then that's a problem. We ain't got it down to the point of where we need to be, even as a group. Because some groups doing theirs 2 days later, some did theirs last night, because it's all a forecast. But if you're in that same realm, in that same area, then you're good, because it's a practice or a foreshadow for Christ's second coming. So we want to always keep that clear, that if you think you missed it, or have, like the majority of us did it, October the 5th, sundown, to October the 6th, sundown. And that's basically because you'll see it online, on the class, when we said, okay, this is agreed. So everybody that was at class kind of got that understanding. Now, if you're doing it tonight, that ain't no harm, no foul. But what we're saying is that part of confusion we need to eliminate. We need to get it all down to one point and say, y'all, look, this group may be doing it over there around that time, but we as a group, for our members, relaying the message to everybody, we have to have one universal day. We have to stay on path with what we doing versus what somebody else. Let them do what they're going to do. But us as a group, we need to stay on path with what we doing so that we stay in the right line. Because once you start your count, if you find out later that, okay, well, I want to do it this day. No, we can't do that, because that's throwing your count out if you did Feast of Trumpets this day. If you add an extra day, now you outside the line of the scripture. You maybe 11 days in now. But it's some scriptures in Leviticus 23, and it kind of starts off saying do it on the 10th, and then you look up again at verse 16 and saying it's like it's on the 9th day. But we'll get into that and explain that right quick so that we understand, because we got the Feast of Tabernacles coming up, which moves right into Sukkot.
23 and 34.
Right. Because, and what happened is, a lot of our holy days, they're actually two within one. Like you got the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. It seems like it's two different events, but it's all pertaining to one. It's just two different things that's taking place with it. Same way with the blowing of trumpets, and you go right into what we just had a Day of Atonement. Some call it Yom Kippur. And then we move right into the next Feast of Tabernacles, which Sukkot is right there. It's called the dwelling in booths. Some may say Feast of Tabernacles, you say the dwelling in booths. We need to know we're talking about the same feast day and the same time period. So we just got to get down on each other. And the only thing that's going to help us is to start to promote this and start to be on time with it and do it like we did when we was in our other world, so to speak, of following other doctrines. We didn't miss them days. Knew when they would. You knew it like the back of your hand, and that's what we have to be with our holy days. We have to know them like the back of our hand, and get and eliminate the confusion. Not saying that if you started last night at sundown, ain't no problem with that. Get your 24 in, and we just keep it moving. And the next time, maybe we be better at it. Everybody be in one accord. We have more participation than where the word is getting out there, and it ain't no confusion about it. But if we do it as a whole, once we start a cycle, like we start the Feast of Tabernacles, and Sukkot say it comes, you have to start your count right here. If we agree on that as a whole, not no one or two individuals, but as a whole, as an assembly, a holy assembly, we say yeah. Then middle down the road, we can't start having questions. And because that's just a house divide. So with that, we'll just hit a little bit more of that, and then we'll get back on part 2 of dreams and vision, and we'll explain the part of apparitions and spiritual contact from those entities, because they will manifest themselves. They will make it known to you that they exist in this world. They'll turn over a lamp on you or slam a door on you. We got to be ready for that and be prepared for that, because there is a spiritual world out there. We'll start in, we'll just get back to Leviticus 23. Yeah, I want to just get right to the tabernacle. I mean, to the Day of Atonement, yeah. So we can kind of clear that up a little bit.
Everybody, Leviticus 23, 26.
Y'all, it's just to kind of get us back on point, because there's just some, ninth day, it says ninth day first, and then it jumps like it's saying the 10th day, and then it sounds like it's saying the ninth day. Okay,
right there.
Okay, now let's start at verse. Where you at?
23.
23?
I'm saying now from 23. That's what it's saying.
Okay, yeah. 26, okay. Do the blowing the trumpet. Start at 24. Okay, all right. And y'all, this is just to get our days right on track again. Go ahead.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets, a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
So let's get some clear understanding right there. It said on the 7th month. So the 7th month is not the 7th month of the Gregorian calendar, because that's July. It's the 7th month of the Hebrew calendar, which is we call it Elul, Elul. That's the 7th month. So this is what we have to understand when you're doing it. Now, in the Gregorian calendar, because we're under another system, that's our September may go into October. It may blend into them too, but it'll always be around this time. And also it says you should do no servile work. Now we need to clearly understand what servile work is, even when we understand the Sabbath. Servile work is what you do that's going to allow you to make your living, your comfort zone, so to speak. It's your 40 hours, so to speak. That's your servile work. If you have a man servant, a maid servant working for you, they work a certain number of hours a day, and then they go back to their home. They don't work for you for 24 hours. Nobody does that work. Your servant or butler or maid or whoever he is has a shift that he works, and then he goes home to his family. That's his servile work. That's what he's serving, or we're serving the company that we work for. It's saying in that day, take that day off from work. You know, when they have their holidays, they'll give you a day off on Monday or Tuesday, they fall on the Saturday. You're basically off from work that day. So the Most High is saying the same thing. I'm going to give you an extra rest day today, this week. Because this is a high Sabbath day, high holy day. So you get an extra day off to rest. And you have to be rested to deal with this fast that's coming up. You just can't start that willy-nilly. Fasting is more than a notion. You have to almost kind of prepare yourself. You know, a lot of us, I ate good right before sundown, but I didn't overdo it. Because that would be rough on you and just make you more hungrier within the next cycle. So you don't want to overdo it. You want to just kind of eat light before you go. Maybe hydrate yourself real well, because you're talking about 24 hours without no water. You can only really go 3 days without no water before your body starts to shut down. Food, you can go 2 weeks before it starts to eat its own self up. So you have to know them cycles, and you have to be into strict prayer and sackcloth, to where the spirit takes over your body and your body is feeding off of the spirit. Not so much looking for food. It was actually the first time that I had ever did. Wasn't that bad at all. I didn't get a headache or nothing like that. Lips got a little dry and was looking like, what's that boy named Julius Hunter around the lips? Got a little rusty, but, you know, the Most High tell you, he said, look, you can't let nobody know you fast. So he said, anoint your head, wash your face, you know, put some chapstick on, you know, because it's internal. You don't want nobody to be asking you questions. Man, why are you looking like that? Did you brush your teeth this morning? You like, you know, yeah, no, man, I ain't worried about nothing. I'm trying to get these sins right with God. He don't want you advertising like that. Don't be blowing the trumpet like that. So we have to understand the 7th month is giving us a point to where we at in the Hebrew calendar. Go ahead and read some more, bro.
You shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. As the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, also in the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you.
Go ahead, keep reading.
And ye shall afflict your soul and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
So in the 10th day of the month, and the tabernacles, I think we did it on the 27th, right? Was it sundown on the 27th?
Yes, sir.
So when we started to count, and Mally counted on the board, it ended up October the 5th at sundown. Now, that would have been the 10th day of the month starting at sundown, but when we get a little bit further, you're going to see something about the 9th day. Verse 32, and I think that kind of threw some things off. But this is the deal. We got to ask all of these questions while we there at that time. You know what I'm saying? Whatever's on your heart or mind, if you don't understand it, you can't just be sitting there like this. You know, you have to say, I just don't understand that count. Can you explain it again? So we have to explain the count to the left so that everybody understands and we stay on one point. Go ahead and read a little bit more.
And ye shall do no work in the same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God.
Now do this, y'all. Now, all before we come into this walk, we kind of understood the gospel of Christ from the letter versus the holy days. You schedule your days of work to be off on Thanksgiving, Christmas, all around their holy days. You schedule days off. We have to think in like manner to do the same thing if you're able to. If you're not, we understand that. You know, you can't put yourself in no harm or jeopardy to lose your job, because right now, since we're under the order of Melchizedek, we're not under the order that if you don't do it, you'll be cut off from the people or things like that. No, it ain't that. We are in the conscious order where you are trying your spirit to get your inner man or inner woman right with the Most High. So it's kind of left up to you. We ain't gonna force nothing. We ain't put no, you know, you ain't got to sit before no council because you didn't do that or you didn't do this or you know this and that. No, we ain't going through all that. This ain't the military. This high spiritual order under the order of Melchizedek, which the high chief priest is Jesus Christ or Yahushua in the Hebrew tongue. Let's read a little bit more of that.
Leviticus chapter 23, 29. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people.
Right.
And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, that soul will be destroyed from among his people.
So right here we seeing back under the order of Aaron, they will cut you off, but people will physically see that. They'll look like, oh, they ain't going no faster. Look how they eating up and down. You know, word get around, here they come knocking at your door. Whole house be cut off. But now it's more of a conscious thing that where you have to get within yourself, because should nobody have to be monitoring you for you to do the right thing? Conscious. Pull it up on your brother. I know that ain't a cheeseburger on the day of atonement. Is that a number 2 from rallies you got? Shame on you. No, we're not to judge any man on a holy day like that. You know, we don't know the deal, and I say the main thing is if you on medication, you can't fast like that, especially on diabetic medication. You have to eat. So you have to switch your fasting to maybe the way Daniel did in Babylon. He switched from a meat fast to a post fast. He was going to eat beans, corn, things like that. A zero meat diet, whatever. And he was still fasting. So y'all, we have to understand that. But the main thing about this fast too is to let you know also how precious water and food is that's available to you every day. See, we don't understand it like they do in the Sudan and different places where they have to pump water from wells. You just turn on the faucet or walk down the hall and the water comes down. But I'm telling you, after 20, and that's just 24 hours, water tastes, I ain't never tasted water taste so good like that. That water tasted tremendous. You know, I'm like, boy, this is good. So we have to understand that from that perspective. That's why the Most High have us do that, because we'll take the gifts of the Most High for granted. Let's get some more of this.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 31. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
And it says in all your dwellings. That means wherever we at. Wherever we at. We got to be careful that we maintain this. No matter where we go, you ain't off the hook wherever you go. You in the Great Bar Motel, locked up, jail, you got to do it there. There's no escape for this, because either you there under false accusation or you there because you did something you shouldn't supposed to do. This, being there, don't excuse you from keeping the law. Let's get some more.
32. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your soul. In the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even, shall ye celebrate your Sabbath.
Now listen to what that said. That said from the 9th day of the month. It's the Sabbath. It's not the Day of Atonement. See, this is saying from the 9th, in the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even, ye should celebrate your Sabbath. And that's the humble part of it. You know, the rest part, get ready for this fast. Get it down, because day 10 is coming. You have to rest before this come in. And the main thing why you want to be resting off of work, because working burns energy. If you up and moving, you burning energy. So when you burn energy like that, what you have to replace it with? Fuel. And that's food and water. So if you resting, you ain't burning a lot of energy. You chilling, you taking back, you getting your prayer on, you getting your connection with the Most High on. So you're being fed off the Spirit. You go back, relax a little bit, just chill out, do what you normally do, meditate with the Most High, and get that on. But on the 10th day of the month, so when we did out of the sundown and we counted it off, it's on the 5th, but we're going right into another holy day. And it's called the Feast of Tabernacles. A lot of times, based on the scripture, this was what we would call Christ's birth week. Based on what was written in Luke, 1st chapter, and also what was told to John the Baptist's father. And his course, how he ran his course of the priesthood. The priest was served for 6 months. They rotate out. His course was the course of Abiba, or however it's pronounced, but we'll get into that. And so what that did is that if John the Baptist is 6 months older than Christ, and John the Baptist's mother Elizabeth was pregnant in what's called our June. She was pregnant. She conceived in June. So if John is 6 months older than Christ, then when was Christ conceived? If you count 6 months after that, what's that? December what? Okay, so when somebody asks you, was Christ born on December the 25th, or they say that's Christ's birthday, the only answer you can really ask is, are you talking about conception or live birth? If you're talking about conception, yes, Christ was conceived in December. But 9 months after that, I put it where? September. Feast of Tabernacles, 7, 8 days. Right around September, late September, mid-October, however it falls, is when Christ was born. Because we know his mother Mary now was going up to Jerusalem at the time, and there was no more room at the inn because everybody was coming to the celebration. So there was Sukkot booths built because that's what we're supposed to do about that time. It's called the Feast of Booths, you know. And what you would do is build a little hut in your backyard. You leave the center out, and you would spend the night in there. That's what Christ was born in the Sukkot booth. So we know if that was the time, his actual birthday or birth week was around the time of that feast day. So when somebody say you don't know when Christ's birth was, yeah, we know what the time it was, but the day and the hour, we don't know. But you can easily see, and it's not called up. As we said, we're just saying the day of one's birth was around that time. So when somebody say that to you, we got to be accurate on that and answer that. Because we have to answer all things. Let's get some more of that.
Leviticus 23:33. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles, for 7 days unto the Lord. On the first day shall be a holy convocation.
Start that over again. I want to get clear on that. Go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles.
So on the 15th day, it'll probably be a full moon. Right at the start of that. The 15th day of the month. So if the 27th sundown was a new moon or the first day, then we're saying on the 15th day, because it's 10 days to here, then you're saying on the 15th day, where does that fall at? 5 more days on earth. Will kind of make us fall right about where? This is coming up quick.